Deception!
How was the DAR meeting? Didn't you go to the DAR meeting, Mother?
No, I did not have the strength to go to the DAR. In fact, I did not have the courage. I went to find a hole in the ground and hide myself in there forever.
Why did you do that, Mother? Why are you...
Why? Why? How old are you, Laura?
Mother, you know my age.
I thought that you were an adult. It seems that I was mistaken.
Please don't stare at me, Mother.
What are we going to do? What is going to become of us? What is the future?
Has something happened, Mother? Mother, has something happened?
I'll be all right in a minute. I'm just bewildered by life.
Mother, I wish you would tell me what's wrong.
As you know, I was supposed to be inducted into my office at the DAR this afternoon. But I stopped off at the Reuben Camps Business College to speak to your teachers about you having a cold and ask them what progress they thought you were making down there.
Oh.
I went to the typing instructor and introduced myself as your mother. She didn't know who you were. Wingfeld, she said. We don't have any such student enrolled at the school. I assured her that she did. That you had been going to classes since early in January. I wondered, she said, if you could be talking about that terribly shy little girl who dropped out of school after only a few days' attendance. No, I said. Laura, my daughter has been going to school every day for the past 6 weeks. Excuse me, she said. She took the attendance book out and there was your name, unmistakably printed, and all the dates you were absent until they decided that you had dropped out of school. I still said, no, there must have been some mistake. There must have been some mix-up in the records. And she said, no, I remember her perfectly now. Her hands shook so that she couldn't hit the keys right. The first time we gave a speed test, she broke down completely, was sick at the stomach, and almost had to be carried into the washroom. After that morning, she never showed up anymore. We phoned the house but never got any answer. While I was working at Famous Bar, I suppose, demonstrating those... Oh, I felt so weak. I could barely keep on my feet. I had to sit down while they got me a glass of water. $50 tuition. All of our plans, my hopes and ambitions for you just got up the spout like that. What are you doing?
Oh.
Or where have you been going when you've gone out pretending you were at business college?
I've just been going out walking.
That's not true.
It is. I just went out walking.
Walking? Walking in the winter? Deliberately courting pneumonia in that light coat? Where did you walk to, Laura?
All sorts of places. Mostly in the park.
Even after you started catching that cold?
It was the lesser of two evils, Mother. I couldn't go back there. I threw up on the floor.
From 7:30 till after 5 every day. You mean to tell me you walked around the park because you wanted to make me think you were still going to Reuben Camp's Business College?
It wasn't as bad as it sounds. I went inside places to get warmed up.
Inside where?
I went in the art museum, in the birdhouses, at the zoo. I visited the penguins every day. Sometimes I did lunch and went to the movies. Lately I've been spending most of my afternoons in the jewel box, that big glass house where they raise the tropical flowers.
You did all this to deceive me? Just for deception? Why?
Mother, when you're disappointed, you get that awful suffering look on your face. Like the picture of Jesus' mother in the museum.
Hush!
I couldn't face it.
So what are we going to do? The rest of our lives? Stay home and watch the parade go by? Amuse ourselves with the glass menagerie, darling? Eternally play those worn-out photograph records your father left us as a painful reminder of him? We won't have a business career. We've given that up because it gave us nervous indigestion. What is there left but dependency all our lives? I know so well what becomes of unmarried women who aren't prepared to occupy a position. I've seen such pitiful cases in the South. Barely tolerated spinsters living upon the grudging patronage of sister's husband or brother's wife stuck away in some little mousetrap of a room, encouraged by one in-law to visit another. Little bird-like women without any nest, eating the crust of humility all their life. Is this the future we've mapped out for ourselves? I swear it's the only alternative I can think of. It isn't a very pleasant alternative, is it? Of course, some girls do marry. Haven't you ever liked some boy?
Yes. I liked one once. I came across this picture a little while ago.
He gave you this picture?
No, it's in the yearbook.
Oh, a high school boy.
Yes. His name was Jim. See? There he is, in the Pirates of Penzance.
The what?
The operetta the senior class put on. He had a wonderful voice, and we sat across the aisle from each other on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays in the odd. Here he is with a silver cup for debating. See his grin?
He must have had a jolly disposition.
He used to call me Blue Roses.
Why would he call you such a name as that?
When I had that attack of pleurosis, he asked me what was the matter when I came back. I said, pleurosis, and he thought I said Blue Roses. So that's what he always called me after that. Whenever he'd see me, he'd holler, "Hello, Blue Roses." I wasn't a fan of that one girl he went out with, Emily Messenbach. She was the best dressed girl at Solden, but she never struck me as being sincere. It says here in the personal section that they were engaged. It's been 6 years since then. They surely will be married by now.
Girls that aren't cut out for business careers usually wind up married to some nice man. Sister, that's what you'll do.
But Mother,
Yes?
I'm crippled.
Nonsense, Laura. Told you never to use that word. You're not crippled, you just have a little defect. Hardly noticeable even. When people have some slight disadvantage like that, they cultivate other things to make up for it. Develop charm and vivacity and charm. That's all you'll have to do. One thing your father had plenty of was charm.